I'm tired of seeing Solo in the main event. No matter how many wins he gets over guys like Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes, you can never convince me that he's World Championship material, especially after this losing streak earlier this year. Alright, I admit that was a bit too much, but I don't understand how there are so many underrated and talented pro wrestlers in the company that fans are overlooking at this point. Sure, it's the company's job to come up with interesting storylines for those performers, but I believe those performers don't get enough love for the work they do and the potential they have. If you are sleeping on these superstars, you better start paying attention because these performers are going to own 2025. So today, let's see which WWE superstars deserve a chance from the pro wrestling fans out there, right here on JRSlobberKnocker. Let's get right into it. Karrion Kross. Before you start calling this man boring in the comment section, let me make it crystal clear. Karrion is an absolute stud. While this man has been on the losing end of most feuds ever since he returned back in 2022, Karrion carried himself like a man in those programs. Whether it was his program against Drew McIntyre or Rey Mysterio, Karrion was able to showcase how great of a heel he can be. His promo work is excellent, and I love the intensity he brings every time he is given a microphone. A major reason why fans aren't into Kross is because of the damage Vince did to his character back in 2021. Karrion was incredible during his run in NXT, and how did Vince handle his debut on the main roster? He had him lose to Jeff Hardy in a short match. A guy who was booked so strong in NXT was made to look like a loser in his debut match. Granted, that was a time when Vince was basically getting rid of the black and gold NXT stars, but Kross really deserved better. He could have been a solid heel on the main roster, but Vince ended up releasing him. Ever since he came back, Kross has showcased some of his best work ever. While he hasn't won any of his major feuds, Kross is still being showcased on TV because Hunter clearly sees the value in him. Plus, have you noticed that most of the guys Kross has feuded with ended up turning heel? I do think the company has a much bigger plan for him because of this small detail. You should definitely not sleep on someone as talented as Kross. His feud with Uncle Howdy is off to a great start, and getting a win over him will be huge for Kross. DIY. Some of you may be wondering, DIY is already getting the recognition it deserves, so what's the point of them being in this video? Well, most fans don't realize how important both Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano were to the black and gold NXT, and we haven't seen half of what both of those guys did over there on the main roster yet. It has been great to see both Ciampa and Gargano tag on the main roster, and you can expect a great match whenever these two get a decent amount of time to do their thing. They have had great matches this year against the likes of the Street Profits, A-Town Down Under, and the Judgment Day. They won the tag team titles a few months ago but only held it for less than a month. They should have had a long reign, but considering what's going on right now, I think the company has a much bigger plan for both Ciampa and Gargano. As most fans didn't keep up with the black and gold NXT, let me just say this. Ciampa had one of the best heel runs of the modern era, and Gargano was massively over as a babyface. If you haven't seen anything regarding the rivalry they had, I urge you to go watch some of it. The matches, the angles, the entire storyline, it's some of the best in the company's history. This is why I think fans don't realize what they are about to witness in the future. Ciampa is showing signs of a heel turn, and once he does, it'll be uphill from there. If Netflix wants most of the top guys on Raw, have guys like Ciampa, Gargano, and Gunther run SmackDown. Historically, when one show has all the major names, the show with the underrated talents ends up being much better. SmackDown is going to cook next year, and Ciampa and Gargano are going to be the stars of the show. Ludwig Kaiser. Kaiser is such an unappreciated superstar. The dude is the complete package, and I don't know why most of the fans out there aren't high on him. Gunther was always going to reach the heights that he has. I have stated this before. I firmly believe that Gunther will go down as one of the best in-ring performers in WWE history. His matches are just on a different level, as he knows how to structure an entire match according to his opponent. When it comes to the Imperium, fans always overlooked Kaiser. Many were interested in Giovanni Vinci because Vinci is a great performer in his own right. I was excited to see how he was going to do on SmackDown, but he was booked as a complete loser. A guy like Vinci should not be a jobber. However, it's cool to see Ludwig getting a singles push as of late. The guy deserves it. His promo work is more than decent, and he can have a great match with just about anyone. His matches against Sheamus this year have been great. It also seems like Ludwig would be battling for the IC title in the future. A run with the title in 2025 would do wonders for Ludwig. Fans and Tiffany have slept on Ludwig for way too long, and the guy has continued to show that he has all the tools to be a successful superstar. LWO. Yes, the Latino World Order is still a thing if you haven't been watching Raw. While I think Zelina is great, I'm going to talk specifically about Dragon Lee, Cruz del Toro, and Joaquin Wilde for now. Cruz del Toro and Joaquin Wilde are great performers, and the tag team division could really use them. Putting the World Tag Team titles on the Judgment Day has really hurt the Raw Tag Team division, and there are better teams that could use the spotlight. Hopefully the War Raiders end up as the new champs. I do think that Cruz del Toro and Joaquin Wilde are going to have a decent run as a tag team in the next few months. More than that, I believe Dragon Lee is on his way to becoming a major star. While no pro wrestling company is ever going to be successful in creating the next Rey Mysterio, Dragon Lee could become the biggest luchador in the world if WWE decides to get behind him. The guy comes across as likable, and he's a damn good pro wrestler. Just book him to have matches weekly on Raw, and he would get over in no time. We need more great underdog performers, and Dragon Lee should be one of them. There you have it, my friends. Which WWE superstars do you think deserve more love from the fans? Let us know in the comments below, and you might also want to check out our other awesome videos on the channel. Make sure to subscribe to JRSlobberKnocker for more.